So in the last video, we have seen what is a relationship, what would be the which object would be the child and which object would be the parent, and when to choose a lookup over when to choose a master relationship, and how to create a lookup relationship. In this video, we're going to talk about master data relationship. For the master data relationship, what we have decided is a revenue and outlet should be in a master data relationship. What is the reason? Reason is whenever you delete an outlet, it should delete all the related revenues. So revenue and outlet both are in a master relationship. It should be okay. So I'm gonna go and create the master relationship between revenue and outlet. Now I want to ask you a question. Tell me one thing. Which object I have to go and create the relationship field? Revenue object, right? So what we discuss is you have to first find out of these two objects which one is parent and which one is child, and you have to go to the child object and create the relationship field by selecting the data type as lookup or master. In this case, we will create a master detail. Okay, so let's go ahead to the Salesforce page. How to create the field inside the revenue object? Same process. Go to setup and go to object manager. This is my object manager. I'm looking for revenue object. This is the revenue object, and this page is called what? The revenue object detail page. I have to go here, and these are the, I've just created few fields in the revenue object and few standard fields are already there. So I'm going to create a new field in the child revenue object. Okay, what would be the data type here? The data type would be master detail. Can you please read these two lines and tell me if you understood this? I mean, tell yourself if you understood these two lines. Okay, let me just read it with you. See, in the lookup relationship, what Salesforce has written is this. Lookup relationship, it creates a relationship that links this object to another object. The relationship field allows user to click on a lookup icon to select a value from the pop-up list. Hope this is clear. The other object is the source of the value in the list. I hope this three line is pretty much clear to you, right? Now, let us create a master data relationship, and again, we'll come back to the same page and we'll try to understand these lines that Salesforce has written, okay? Select the master data relationship as the data type, click on next. And who will be the, what would be the parent object here? Outlet. Revenue is the child, outlet is the parent, yes. Select next. What would be the name? Let the name would be outlet only, okay? So the relationship field name, let it be outlet only, okay? So click on next. Again, hit on next. Click on next. And save. Here we go. So we have created the master data relationship between revenue and outlet, correct? And this, see, this is the revenue object. So we have created the relationship field in the child object, which is the revenue object. And this is the field, by the way. What is the data type? Master detail. And who is the parent? Outlet is the parent. Now let us go back in the Homely Food app and create a data. I think I already have an outlet called Bangalore India outlet. This is the outlet I already have. I will just now create, see, if you see the outlet, let me just open the outlet and show you something. If you see the outlet, this is the outlet detail page. If you check the related list, in this related list, you will see how many revenue data that you have created. So far, there is no revenue data that you have created. So let us click on the new button and create a new revenue. See, when you click on the new button, it is auto populating the outlet, correct? It is auto populating the outlet data. Why? Because you actually you went to the outlet, and from the outlet you're creating the new revenue. So it is auto populating the parent record. But if I go to the revenue tab and click on new button and try to create a new revenue, see here outlet is not getting auto populated, but if you click here it will give you all the outlet data and you can select which is the outlet for this particular revenue. So revenue name, let's say what would be the name would be Jan 2021 revenue. By the way, this revenue, or if you give the name as Jan 2021, it doesn't make sense if you give another explicit field called month name and year name. But again, I just have created this because I had nothing to create. I mean, I had no other fields came up in my mind to create. I just created. So you again take, when you create this particular object called revenue, please think through some business scenario and try to create few field which you think should be useful for the business. Make sense? And this month revenue is, let's say, $100. Save. Guess what? This is the revenue data. Okay. And I have created for the Jan, I have created the revenue as $100. The month name, let me give the month name as January year 2021. All right. I'll clone the same data and create a couple of more. Okay. This is February, Feb. This is also Feb. And this time this is like $200. Okay. Save. Let me clone one more time. March. Why I'm cloning? Because I have to show you something. Okay. This time the revenue is $300 and this for the same outlet. So now you see I have created 3 revenue for this outlet called Bangalore outlet. If you go to this Bangalore outlet data, I have created 3 revenue data for this particular Bangalore outlet. If you go to the related, now you see there are 3 records. For the January, the revenue is, if you click on here, you'll get to see. For the month of February, the revenue is, you have to click here. And for the month of March, if you want to see the revenue, just open the March month revenue. Make sense? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this 3 record. January, February, March. So now I have opened this January record, February and March. For all these 3 record, who is the parent? Parent is Bangalore, India outlet. Got it? And what is the relationship between these two objects? Master detail. Now I want to ask you questions. My question is, tell me what will happen if I delete one of this child record. My question is again, if I delete this child record named March 2021 revenue, what is going to impact in the parent? Is it going to impact in any of the child records like February or January revenue data, or what would be the impact in the parent? Nothing, right? If you can delete the child, it's not going to impact the parent. Child has no impact to the parent, no matter if it is a lookup or master. But in the master data relationship, the parent has a big impact on the child. What does it mean? It means if you delete the parent record, let me just delete this parent record, and guess what happened? All the associated child record will also be deleted. I just deleted the parent record, okay, and what happened to the child records? Okay, the child record, if I refresh, see the child record has been deleted. It's basically doesn't give you the proper error message, right? The request resource does not, that's not a proper error message, but nothing can be done here. So basically it says that your data has been deleted. Okay, so you saw that, right? I just deleted the parent outlet data and immediately all the associated child record has been deleted. And that's what exactly happened in the master data relationship. In the master data relationship, the parent, the child will be fully dependent on the parent. If you delete the parent, all the associated child will be automatically deleted. Where in lookup, nothing happens. By the way, the master data relationship is called a parent-child relationship, where the parent object is called master, the child object is called detail. Okay, so here in this case, revenue is the detail object, and outlet was the master or parent object. All right, I just wanted to show you one more thing here. Just want to show you an error message. Okay, let me just quickly create a new outlet. Bangalore, India outlet. See, I'm gonna create the same outlet again. If you go and create a new revenue, check this out. See, a revenue data can never ever exist without a parent outlet data. What does it mean? It means Jan 2021 revenue. Okay. See, when you save, you have to populate that for which outlet you're creating this revenue. So a revenue can never ever exist without a parent. You know the point. The point here is this. If it is a master data relationship, okay, if it is a master data relationship, there cannot be any orphan child. What do you mean by orphan child? It means there cannot be any child without parent. Every single child will definitely have a parent if it is a master data relationship. And that's the reason why whenever you're creating the child record revenue, it is asking you who's the parent. If you don't select the parent, you cannot create the child record. In lookup relationship, because there is no dependency between the child and parent, you can create a child record without a parent. But in master, because there's a dependency, because the child records are like fully dependent on the parent, you have to populate the parent if you are creating a child record. There should not be any orphan child. Okay, just remember this point. Okay, I'm going to show you one error message, and this concept will be useful over there. Cool. Okay, now let's go back and create the next relationship. So I'm done with revenue to outlet. I'm done with outlet to employee. What next? Outlet to head office. Let's go ahead and create the relationship between outlet to head office. And guess what? This is going to be a master detail. Check this out, okay? I'm going to show you something which is very, very much important here, okay? By the way, if I have to create this relationship, which object I have to go again? Outlet object. Let me go to the outlet object. Again, setup and object manager. And what's the object name? Outlet. Yeah, I think by this time you are very much familiar with how to create an object and how to create fields, how to create a relationship fields, by the way, right? So I'm just going to go and create another brand new field in the outlet object, which will be the relationship field connecting to the parent object called head office. Make sense? So let's click on new button and select the master detail. All right, before I go ahead and create the new one, can you please read this few lines over here? It says master data relationship. It creates a special type of parent and child relationship between these objects. The child or the detail, the child object we call as detail, right? And another object, the parent or master. Make sense? Where the relationship field is required on all the detail records. I hope this is clear, right? This is where I showed you this, right? That when you create a revenue record, you have to select the outlet because there should not be any orphan child. That's what it is telling. The relationship field is required on all the detail records. The ownership and sharing of the detailed record, this is what we're going to discuss in the next chapter. When a user deletes the parent, the master record, all detailed records are deleted. Is this clear? When you delete the parent record, when I deleted the outlet data, it actually deleted all the revenues data. Correct? So this point is also clear. Fourth one is the roll-up summary, which we will talk about it after this. The relationship field allows the user to click on a lookup icon to select a value from a pop-up list. The master object is the source of the value in the list. This is the same line which you had on lookup. Okay, I'm just assuming, because I can't talk to you, I'm just assuming that these bullet points are pretty much clear to you. All right, now I'm gonna go and create another master data relationship between outlet and head office. So select head office here, click on next. Okay, so what would be the name of the field? I guess head office is good enough, right? Let it be head office. Not changing anything. Just click on next, next, next. Here we go. This is the error message I wanted you to check. Okay, check this out. Please read this message. Read the first line first. You cannot create a new master data relationship on an existing custom object if record already exists. What do you mean by this? Just think for a second, okay, and let me know. Let yourself know if you understood this. Okay, let me tell you this. See, the outlet object. Let me go to the outlet object. I am establishing a relationship between outlet and head office, and I am creating the relationship field inside the outlet child object. And it says that you cannot create a new master data relationship on an existing custom object, which is nothing but outlet, if record already exists. Now try to remember my last point that I have told you. Okay, where's that? Yep, check this out. See, outlet object is already having a record named Bangalore India outlet. Now this is basically an orphan child. This record exists without a parent in the master detail. How can this child be existing? So either you delete this child, make the outlet object blank, empty, then let's go ahead and create another relationship, or read the next line. You must first create a lookup relationship, populate the lookup field with data in all the records, all the orphan child records, and then change the relationship type to master detail. What do you mean by this? This means two options. If you want to establish a relationship between master data relationship between outlet and head office, two options. One, either you delete this orphan record, make it blank, make this child object like empty, or first establish a lookup relationship between outlet and head office. By the way, lookup demands nothing, right? So you can easily create a lookup relationship between outlet and head office. So first create a lookup relationship between outlet and head office. Edit each and every orphan child records. I mean, edit this record and populate the parent head office for each and every child orphan records. You know what I mean? I mean, like first you create the lookup relationship, edit that records, populate the parent. Now every single orphan child has a parent. It's a legal child now, right? Now you can change the data type from lookup to master. Let's do a practical. Okay, this is pretty much theory, so let's do a practical. First option is you can delete this record and make the child object empty. I'm not doing this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is let this page be there like this. Okay, I will go to the same setup. I will try to create first a lookup relationship. So go to object manager, look for outlet, and field and relationship, and here let's create a lookup. Lookup is very simple, has no restriction. Select the head office as the parent. Head office I have selected, and just give the name as head office itself. Click on next, next, save. See, I have easily created the lookup relationship. And now after that, what I'm going to do, by the way, this is the field I just now created. Head office, data type is lookup, object name is head office. Now, if I go here and check this out, I'm going to refresh this page. This page had a field called outlet manager, but don't have any field called head office. But if I refresh, because I have created that head office lookup field, it's going to come over here. Here's the field. Now, what I can do is, because this is an orphan child, it doesn't have any parent record. So I am going to click on this pencil, populate the parent. Don't have any head office record. So let me just create a new head office from here only. That's the luxury you have in the Lightning UI. You cannot create this same thing from the classic. I'm creating a new head office called India head office. Okay. Address not giving here. Click on save. See, now if I save, I had only one record, the child record, which was Bangalore India outlet. And now this is not this is no more an orphan child. See, it has a parent record. What I'm going to do is, after that, so if I have 1,000 records, if I have 1,000 record, or maybe a lakh, 50,000 of record, I have to go and individually edit each and every record and populate the parent. In other way, I have to make sure every single existing child should be a legal child, means it should have a parent populated. Now you might have a question, right? How do you go and edit 50,000 record one by one and do it, right? Don't worry, we have a data loader which will help us to do it, right? So you don't have to do it manually. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the same lookup relationship field. What next? Read this line. Can you please read this line? You must first create a lookup relationship. Populate the lookup field with data in all the records, and then change the relationship type to master detail. Does this make sense? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, edit this field, and change the data type from lookup to master detail. And that's it. Again, I'm going to get an error if out of 50,000 record, if you missed one record to populate the parent, if at least one single orphan child is there, you're going to get the same error, by the way. So make sure all the child record has the parent data. Now, if you see this head office, which was a lookup, I have converted it as in master detail. See, this point is very important, right? So make sure you understand this. Try to do some Google also and try to get few more detail about it. But I'm pretty sure you are clear about it, right? This is a concept that you have to be clear, because from the relationship section, if in case you are applying for the certification, you're going to get at least 4 to 5 questions. So each and every concept that we are discussing is very, very important. Okay. It's not about certification every time, because when you work for a project, right, it is you who have to take a right decision whether to create a lookup or master. And I have seen most of the time, I mean, not most of the time, but I have seen few cases where the project is live, right? And we found that we should have a master detail instead of lookup. So that's a big mess, right? When you have a lot of data already in the objects, like in this case, let's say you have 50,000 of records, and then you're trying to create a relationship, that's a big mess. So all these are very crucial decisions that you have to take initially, right? When you create those objects or create those relationship, you have to be very much crystal clear on what would be the object and what would be the relationship, and so and so. Okay, so this point is clear. Now I'm gonna go here and create a new outlet, and I have all the existing fields, and here we go. We have another field called outlets. Sorry, head office. This head office field is also, see, mandatory. Why? Because same line, a child record cannot exist without a parent if it is a master detail. That's why head office is mandatory. So I'm going to populate the head office here, save, outlet name. Sorry, outlet name here. Name is always mandatory, right? So just give some test. By the way, test is not a good name. Okay, always try to give some dummy name. Save. Done. So now I have created the child record, and the populate and the parent is the India head office. Again, if I delete the India head office, what's going to happen to the related outlets? I have now 2 outlets associated with this India head office. Let me go ahead and delete this record. If I delete this record, because it is a master detail, see this record, if I refresh, you get the same error message which you don't understand, but yeah, the child record has been deleted. Now the most important part, right? See, when you work for a project, sometime you get a support project. The project has been already built long back. There are so many objects that you see in the project. This is very much confusing because when you start that project, you first have to know what are the object existing and what are the relationship that are there in between all the objects. So it is not possible for us to go and deep dive into all the individual object by going to the setup, our object manager, and check what are the relationship, right? For that, Salesforce has given us something called Schema Builder. What is that? Schema Builder, right? Just go to setup, search with Schema Builder, and here it is, Schema Builder. Okay, just go here, and this will give you a clear picture on the objects and the relationship. What you have to do is just clear all. Okay, suppose I want to see the relationship between head office, search head office, and outlet, and revenue. By the way, one more relationship we missed to create, head office to employee. Okay, so now here is the relationships. Okay, I'll just minimize the screen. Check this out. This gives a clear picture. Okay, now let me explain this page. Okay, see, you see the red line. These red lines are basically the master detail relationship. Whenever you see, okay, now you have to understand this line. Okay, see, one line here, one line is coming out of head office and multiple lines are going inside outlet. What does it mean? It means one head office might have multiple outlets, right? This is one to many relationship. One parent will have multiple childs. Same thing. If I scroll up here, right? Check this out. One employee, one line is coming out of employee and multiple lines are going inside outlet. What does it mean? It means one employee, same Rajesh, the employee, can be the manager of multiple outlets. One line is coming out of outlet and multiple lines are going inside revenue. What does it mean? It means one outlet every month will have multiple revenue data. Okay, so blue color means lookup relationship, red colors mean master relationship. And this also gives you a clear picture on all the fields. The revenue object had total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields. Out of the 7 fields, created by, last modified by, outlet name is the required field. So this red color shows you the required fields and all. And you have a couple of options here, like you can delete the object right from here, and you can hide the object on the canvas, and whatever you want you can do from here. But this is what pretty much about the Schema Builder. Schema Builder, it gives you a clear picture on the existing object and the types. I was recently helping one company here. They are like big gym company, right? They have so many gym outlet, right? You know, you take a subscription, and so you go to their gym and take the subscription, right? So this is pretty much old customer. Okay, they were using Salesforce since last 9-10 years. Okay, and when I saw their Salesforce org, I found they had almost like 400-500 objects. That's a big object, big Salesforce org. Now, if you get into these kind of project, right, you will definitely take so much of time just to understand the existing schema. And this is where you have to spend most of your time in this Schema Builder. Okay, this will be very, very much helpful to give you a clear picture on, what are the objects we have, what are the fields, and what are the relationship you have. All right, so Schema Builder is clear. So now what we have learned in this second video is what is master detail, how to create master relationship, and what is Schema Builder. All right, so this is pretty much about lookup and master. We have few more relationship, but these are the basics. Okay, we would be using the same master and lookup to create the other type of relationship. So let's talk about the other different types of relationship in the next video. See you in the next video.